Hello, hello, hello. You're back with DJ and
Vell.
and this is going to be episode 2. Now, I know we said that we were going to talk about friendships, right, Mom? We said we want to talk about friendships today, but that's going to be a long discussion. We want to make sure we have more information,
More facts.
talk to more people about that before we. That's going to be a long rant. So today, instead, what was going to be episode 3 is now episode 2. We're going to talk about work. People who don't. People who do but shouldn't. So that's a 3-parter.
That's a motherfucking 3-parter.
So that's a 3-parter.
Okay.
So I guess first we're going to touch on. I'm going to ask you, why don't people work? Simple question, long discussion. But first I'm going to give you the definition, and I like to give the definition to people out there who may not know what work is, because some of you don't do it.
You do.
You think you do.
Think you do.
Definitely. So let me say. Work, activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. A task or tasks to be undertaken, something a person or thing has to do. And I want to explain it has to be
done.
To be done. Okay. Similar words like work are effort, service, grind, labor, sweat, and exertion.
Ooh.
So, Mom, why don't people work? What do you think?
Oh my Lord. Okay, so you're talking about someone that's been working since the age of 17. Very first job, straight up Pizza Hut, was, cashiering for them. Now I'm in a role that I actually enjoy. So when you ask me why don't people work, I just think it's like people who just, some of you motherfuckers ain't got no skills. So you don't know what to go out in the world and do. Some people ain't got no drive. And then some of y'all motherfuckers just want somebody to take care of you. So you don't even go out and try to land a job to carry your own way. That's just my personal opinion.
When systems are out here designed to help the people who choose not to work.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, and this is no shade, anytime you can pull up at a Home Depot and you got people out in the frigid cold, the rain, I don't care, illegal, not illegal, but they out there. They're trying. They have drive. They have a want. They want that coin in their pocket. And then you got people that's able, educated, legal, that refuse to even go get the fuck up out the bed to fill the application out. One, I don't know if you can't read the application. I don't know. But it is a lot of people out here today that just not working. That's
And I think a lot of it is just because, like I said, they're getting taken care of. And I know that's kind of a touchy subject. Obviously, if you have some sort of disability.
Yeah, now for everybody with disabilities, like
whatever that may be.
I didn't even put the first disclaimer out there where I tell everybody this may not be for you.
Wow, yes.
So if it's not, poof, bitch, be gone. Right. YouTube has hundreds and thousands of videos and podcasts and all that shit that you can get into. So if you want to get on here and you want to take shit all personal, and if you are taking it personal, maybe it's about you. Maybe you needed to hear this. And so, get into it. But no, like, don't take it so personal. We're not talking about clearly people that are disability who cannot work. Right. They are exempt from this conversation. We talk about you motherfuckers that can get up and go to the club, who can go sit in a hair salon, get your nails done. But how are you getting that money?
Right.
I mean, I ain't even going to put out there how you could be getting it, because that's a whole nother subject. But this is who we're talking about.
This is. Yeah.
And there's no age preference. I mean, summer jobs in the District of Columbia started back when you were 13, 14 years old. Anybody can go land a job at summer school, and some of you old motherfuckers out there, your life ain't over yet either. Get up and go get something, do something with yourself, go to work, find something, bingo. I don't give a fuck what you do, just go do something.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
The laziness of,
oh my God,
especially of the millennials, of my peers, is very ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. Everybody wants something to be handed to them. Nobody really wants to work, even if it's not, for a paycheck. That's like school too. I see it all the time. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't got no money to be handing to no goddamn millennials. And I mean, to me, it all starts at home. Kids pretty much will mimic what they see their parents do. If you, as a parent, you getting up and you going out here and you grinding, and your child see that your money not out here growing on trees, then they gonna get up and they gonna have that drive about them to want to get up and be like, nah, no, I had to earn this. And you out here and you just handing your kids shit and they not giving you nothing in return, like good grades and, you know, just being an all around good person, and shame on you. You gonna be working till the fuck you dead, right. And then when you dead and gone, your kids gonna still be taking handouts from motherfuckers because they ain't gonna know how to live.
Now, to touch back on the system helping those who choose not to work, because people really do get around that and they finagle that to work in their favor. How do you feel about you being the one who pays taxes on all your checks, who pays taxes on the things that you buy, the things that you want to do, like your house, your car, whatever, and it's going towards funding people who are just sitting there not doing anything?
Well,
what do you think about the system?
I ain't throwing shade to the system because I spent all of 2 months in the system when I was in DC, but them people was so goddamn nosy. They wanted to know if you had taxes. They wanted to know if you had savings. To me, it just was not worth it. So I did not utilize the system longer than I see some people using it, has always used it, will always use it. Excuse me.
Okay, Wendy.
But no, I'm not shaming the system because the system is out there to be used for people who need it.
Well, so I wasn't shaming the system. I'm shaming the people who use it who don't need it.
That's what I'm saying. So the system is out there for people who need it, not because you don't want to get up and go to work, because you don't want to have those responsibilities. So you'll rather wait in line every single month, sit down at the government building, give them all these reasons and lies about why you're not working, instead of just taking that small energy that you put into that and go out and just land your ass a real job and show your kids that everything ain't going to be handed to them. And this is real right here. This shit is real. And it really irks my nerves.
I've always thought that was crazy too, because how do you put so much energy and effort to doing things to not work?
Because it's easier to do the wrong thing than it is to do the right thing. That's just life.
But that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but that's life. It's very, very easy to do the wrong thing than it is to do the right thing.
But the wrong thing takes more work.
It does take more work. But in the end result, they're satisfied with it because, again, they thinking, oh, I beat the system. But all you're doing is putting a stomp in your life. Your life is put on hold when you do things like that. And all shit comes back around. Karma is a bitch. Always has been.
And she's always on time.
And always on time. Yes, get into it. Don't even play. That thing, don't even play with that karma. Yes, it's not worth it in the long run. But that's how I feel about people who actually don't work.
Well, then what do you think of the people who do work opposed to those that don't?
Well, of course, I have a found respect for people that get up every morning and go to work. You got people like my husband who on the grind 1 o'clock in the morning when motherfuckers are still slobbing and snoring. That's out here, working is a service, and it's something that he loves to do. Like, I have everybody that I'm in close contact with actually have careers. These are people are on the path of things that they love to do. Whether it is in the federal government or the medical field or child care or retail service, all of those different fields. I have a bunch of very, very successful friends, I might add.
Oh, correct.
Yes,
correct.
Might I add that? Yeah, but I have a very, very found respect for people who do work. Those are people that have goals. Those are people who want their own. But to sum it all up, those are just independent people with their priorities in order.
Right.
Order. That's what I'm saying. So, how about you? Like, what is your circle like? I mean, you what's your circle like?
Coming from a millennial standpoint, my circle of people who they see it's kind of like the quote that I have read from the article that we were talking about earlier. It's more like the older generations. It said the older generations think of work as more of I'm going to work. Whereas my generation, the millennials, from their standpoint, it's more so work is something that they do. And I see the difference in that because we will jump around from job to job to job to job to job to job. We're not thinking about necessarily the career now or like the long run, which not even understanding that you could start it now and grow and grow and grow, skip and skip and skip all the way up until you're in that company or you're doing whatever it is that you love to do, right? So it's just I don't know. I see a lot of lazy people. I don't keep that in my circle. I will say that. I keep people, my best friend, she's going to school, she's trying to be a dentist. Joseph, he's trying to be, marketing. It's just I keep people who are trying to do things, even for myself, even though I'm not going to school. I want to be able to work. I want to be able to grow so that I can amass something for myself, which is what I've seen, you do, which is what I've seen Dirk do, you know what I mean? And it's just
you are your circle. And, I'm going to say that probably 2 more times. You are your circle. If you circled around shit, you some shit.
Right.
If you are circled around success, you will be successful.
Right.
So people really need to keep that in mind. And again, this goes back to the point where I say when we start to talk about friendship, when people will literally befriend people that are not on their level. And you can befriend people that are not on your level, but let your goal be to help those people get to your level, not keep them at that bottom level. It's kind of hard to describe it, but just keep in mind that you are your circle.
Well, I don't think it kind of is hard to describe it, but I would say it on. I consider the friends that I keep around me, the 4 or 5 of them. I consider all of the 4 or 5 of them literally the closest, my best of friends. I consider all of them to be at a level that I would like to reach.
That's great, and that's how it should be.
But like you said, most people, it's like, why are you choosing someone? And that's not even to be shady or to judge someone's life, but we can all see and look at one person and then turn around and look at another person and see on not the level of their status, but the level of life they're trying to live and what they're trying to reach. Why are you choosing someone who is not beneath you?
No, I understand what you're saying. No, it's not beneath you because no one in this world is beneath me, and I feel
like some people choose people.
There are
to
people
stand above them.
There are people in the world that will intentionally choose friends that are not on their level. That way they are always superior. No, my goal is one of the things that I pride myself on is I'm gonna be a woman first. So anything that I have as a woman, if I can help you get it, I want you to have it. Okay. You're not taking anything out of me. You're not taking no bread from me, no money out of my pocket, none of that. So if I can get you the job and you land the corporate office, then great. You get up there and you bring somebody else with you and you put them in that corporate office with you. It's about standing on shoulders of each other. Not only the ones that came before us, but even now today.
So, but to the people who do work opposed to those that don't, it's a whole nother struggle in the working game because there's so much jealousy. And that's from the bottom to the top. You get the job even though someone's been there longer and they don't get it. And it's like, why? It's because, they don't consider you qualified or whatever the reason is. But that's it's just, jealousy runs real deep in the working class.
My whole thing is, if we're both in the same field and you decide to take a class online to further your knowledge of the role that we're both in and you wind up getting a promotion, if I'm jealous of you, I'm stupid. What I should be doing is asking you, man, what class did you take? Like, I see you just got a great promotion. Like, help me out. You know what I'm saying? But to be jealous of you is ridiculous. That doesn't even make sense. I can't stand that. Like, I'm not competing with nobody. I know how to do my job the way I know how to do my job. I'm not competing for someone else's job. But if I happen to get your job, it's because I made myself qualified to have it. Damn what you think. I don't care. I can care less.
So then now let's just talk about for a second the people who work. People who work. Do you think, what do you think of the people who show up to work? The ones who are rude, the ones who are nasty.
We all have that.
The ones who claim that today is just not their day, so they feel like they, have a reason to be acting the way that they're acting on the job, on the clock.
Well, as a member of management, I have some shit for your ass when you come to me that way. Because my thing is, to get up and go to work, to get up out of your bed is a choice.
It is. Exactly.
You made the choice. You got in your car.
Yes.
You drove to the building.
Dressed. Yes.
You said, I'm going to work today. How do you also incorporate, I'm going to be fucking nasty as hell today.
Right.
I ain't going up in this bitch. I ain't saying good morning to nobody because you got your dumb ass up out of the bed when you wasn't feeling well.
So let's come from a standpoint of, I want to come from two standpoints. Let's talk about, because we've both been on the customer side, and I think we've both been on the coworker side. So as a coworker, or as a coworker, right? If you're coming from the management standpoint, how do you deal with that?
I don't deal with it. And from a coworker standpoint, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, but from a coworker standpoint, it's up to my manager. It would be up to my manager to witness these people and deal with them accordingly. But at the end of it all, that shit don't last long. People like that do not have longevity in jobs. It may seem like, oh my God, they've been around for umpteen years, but guess what? Right at the time when you think you about to retire or you think you about to, bow out gracefully, your ass get fired for some shit that you've been doing for years and years and years. And you can't understand why, but you've been doing it for so long that you thought that shit was normal. How do you not come into work ready to work?
Right.
That pisses me.
Because it's something that you have to do.
That pisses me. And I'm telling you, back in my day, I'm telling you, when a bitch didn't want to go to work, I didn't go to work. I took off for summers. Because I know me. I know that in the summertime, if I'm hanging out with my friends, I ain't gonna want to get up and go to work. So I'm like, I'm gonna take some leave. I'll be back in the fall. Or if the job took it, then they did. If they didn't, then I had to find me another job in the fall. But I'm not gonna go in here with the intent just to be nasty because I have to go to work.
So the excuse of I have to go to work, but I'm in this mood doesn't you don't feel that?
No, hell no.
Not even from a management
standpoint.
Not even from a management standpoint. So from a management standpoint, how do you do it?
You go the fuck home. Bye.
Now, how do you deal with it when you see someone come in, clock in that mood?
Well, first of all, I'm a good morning. I am a morning person.
Right, exactly.
I'm a morning person to my core. And it's not just because God woke me up. It's because I'm just a morning person. The sunlight does something to me. Even when the sun is not shining, I will tell you, there is a dimmer light on me. But I do not let it get the best of me. So when my staff coming in, I'm like, good morning. Like, we all like, good morning, good morning. Sometimes you'll get that one person that good morning will be so dry. And it's almost like they didn't want to say. And that's cool, but I'm going to bring that up out of you. And if I can't bring it up out of you within the next 10, 15 minutes of our discussion, I'm like, you need to go home? Is everything okay? Because I don't want you around. I don't want you to lose your job because you didn't feel like coming to work this morning, but you did. That's how I would approach it from a manager standpoint. Like, everybody has to deal with it differently, but it starts with you. It starts with you. You working for your own reasons. You're getting a check. You went to these people and said, I want to work for you. I don't see nobody, no hospitals and doctor's offices and shit knocking on people's doors saying, hey, I want you to be a nurse. Hey, I want you to make clothes. I want you to bake this cake. I don't see motherfuckers doing that. You make a conscious decision to step into these establishments and ask these people for employment.
So then from a customer standpoint, do you deal with that, or do you just walk away from it?
When you say, do I deal with it?
So let me give you this example. It's like if I am going into a grocery store, I can't pull a story right now from my mind.
Okay.
But I'm going into a grocery store. Let's say you're at the register, or you're getting to the register, or you're out on the floor and you want to ask somebody for help.
Okay.
And they give you the nasty delivery.
Oh.
Whatever that is, from whatever question you ask them. And like us, well, I would say me and you, because I know me and you, not other people, but we are. I don't know, I don't know this person that I'm about to ask for help.
Right.
So I'm coming to you very friendly.
Right.
Hi, excuse me, you working? Can I get some help over in blah, blah? I'm looking for blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You don't see it, it's over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I can tell you right now, I ain't even gonna motherfucking lie to you. When I tell you motherfucking Northwest, Southeast come up out of me real quick. Because what I don't have is motherfucking tolerance for ignorance. Especially because, again, you came to work.
Right.
And you should be wanting your job. I'm pretty sure in your job description, your bosses them say, well, if a customer is looking for something, it's probably best to take them to the merchandise. That way you guarantee the sale. When we making sales, everybody win. But I'm just saying what you're not going to do is, because first of all, I will take a survey on your ass that will shut the whole goddamn business down. I mean, I got your name, your location, your manager on duty, and I'm not sending that shit back to your store. I'm sending that shit to your corporate office. It's not a game. Like, I don't play them games because it's my money. I do work hard for my money. And I could be taking my money in other places. So it's up to you if you're going to continue to get my business.
Didn't you recently have a situation at the restaurant?
I had a horrible situation.
So
I'm not going to name the restaurant because I still
don't name the restaurant. But tell us about how that happened.
Well,
how it was resolved, because that did get resolved, correct?
Oh, it got resolved very quickly.
Let's talk about
very
that.
quickly.
Let's talk about that.
Well, briefly, I'll give it to you briefly. We some friends of mine were visiting, and we were all going out to dinner. I was going to have surgery, so I would have been out of commission for about 3-4 weeks. So I was like, okay, let me get with my girl and, my brother-in-law, and we just, had dinner. So we there, names on the list. They call us out. They go and see us, and we always talking. So we talk so goddamn much that no one notices that we haven't been served. No one's come up and asked us, hey, I'll be right with you. No one has even acknowledged us. So at this point, I just stopped talking in mid-sentence, like they still talking, but I'm like... And then everybody see my face and they already know, like, oh shit. So then I'm like, well, hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me just get under control. Like, what's going on here? So I called someone over to the table. The young lady come over. I said, do you know who's servicing this table? So this bitch asked me, did we seat ourselves? I said, is that what y'all do this time of evening? Is that what we do? We can come up and seat ourselves? Oh no, then bitch, no, we did not seat ourselves. And even if we did, you saw me right here. So now you're already telling me you saw me right here. So then she goes over to the bar. Now I'm watching body language because I gotta eat. Bitch always drinking in the restaurant. So now you gotta make me a drink. The way they was talking to each other, I said, I ain't eating in here. And I said, can you give me your manager? So the manager came up. He was very, very nice gentleman. Very nice. And I just explained to him that we have been sitting here. I didn't like the attitude of the server who came over. I didn't like the conversation that they were having amongst each other about who was going to serve us. And we left. Mm-hmm. And I went over to one of my other favorite restaurants where I got exceptional customer service. Mm-hmm. And as I was sitting there enjoying that customer service, I wrote a review to the corporate office of the previous restaurant and got dinner for all 4 of us to come back and eat again. Because I'm not playing them games. Like, no, I live in this area. I have to come to this restaurant if I want what you're serving. But what I don't want is your server. Mm-hmm. So get that shit under control. Simple as that. I don't play games. I take surveys. Every receipt you give me, if there's a survey on it, believe me, your girl gonna take it.
Customer service is the number one. It's the number one thing for everything, for every business. Mm-hmm. That's kind of crazy. So to touch on people who do work, before we go to people who shouldn't, there was a heavy debate amongst my friends, and I'll name them because at some point in time I'll introduce them. But that was me, Bailey, Joseph, and Brandon. And
hey guys!
And the debate, get ready for this because I'm going to talk about it. The debate was what is service? Mm-hmm. And what does it mean to deliver service? Mm-hmm. And so let me just give you the question so we can talk about it. Is it the customer's job to make the employee's job easier?
In service.
Okay. In customer service. Okay. In whatever that is, customer service. Mm-hmm. So basically, the conversation started with Bailey asking me and Joseph if we picked up our mess or if we picked up our trash. Seriously, this is how it started. And it turned into a whole week of a debacle of just not talking because we were like angry at each other. Every time we'd start talking, we would debate about it again on FaceTime. It's just, okay, so it was, did you guys pick up your stuff from the movie theater? Right. We had candy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we were up in the top. We didn't pick it up. We put it in the seat. Ooh. We put it in the seat.
Ratchet.
we put it in the seat. It was like right there on the seat. But you say that's ratchet, but in a standpoint of, so then do you think these are not the same as opposed to it being on the floor, haphazardly placed, or if it's in the seat where they come and they sweep. Oh. Wait, because this is the standpoint that we came from. I understood more of it, but I have to give this comparison. Okay. Opposed to it being on the floor. You've seen those people who leave their stuff on the floor. It's just trashy. They don't care. or it being neatly in the seat, which is what Joseph said he sometimes does if he doesn't pick it up or whatever the case may be. And then you go to a restaurant. People who leave their stuff on the table, wherever they sat, wherever they did, they didn't put up anything neatly. It is where it is, and they leave. Or what we do, which is put it neatly at the end of the table. Are those not the same things?
They are. The reason why they are not the same to me, because in the movie theater, you clearly see when you enter the trash can and when you exit that trash can there for you to bring that shit out with you. So as far as the movie theater standpoint, no, I do not agree that you should leave your food and your trays and shit in that seat, in that cup holder, because they have that trash. Now, when you're being serviced at a restaurant, that's something different. I mean, and to be honest with you, that's kind of like, if me and Dirk travel, we leave out the room like we haven't even been there. And I'm like, babe, don't fucking make that bed up. Like, leave the maid something to do.
So, well, wait a second.
Right.
Wait a second now.
Right.
You just said, leave the maid.
Meaning I'm not going to make the bed.
Wait a second.
Okay. But I'm not leaving trash.
Wait a second. You said, leave the maid something to do. Joseph told Bailey, leave the sweeper something to do.
No, that's different.
I know that's different. I know it's an extreme difference. I know that. And I had to tell him that. I know that's an extreme difference. But it's still, would you judge someone?
Yes, I would. I'm judging you. If you and I and your friends went to the movies and I turn around and all that shit in the seat, I'm like, y'all better go get that shit out that seat. And who the fuck y'all think gonna clean that up? To sweep the popcorn up on the floor is something different than to empty your personal trash into the trash for you. You know what I mean? Because think again, going back to the restaurant, you're sitting at the table. The server's going to expect for food to have spilled and crumbs or all of these other things. That's a given. They know they have to pick up because you can't do it yourself. So that's an automatic given. But the movies, hell no. I'm judging.
So the movies is different. Is different. Why? Because
Dejoy, you have the capability to pick your shit up yourself.
Well, you have the capability of doing that in the restaurant.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Not remove it from your table because you don't know where it goes.
You know where that bus station
is.
You know where that bus station is. You know where that bus station is.
I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but you know where the bus station is.
Boy, you ain't never. Now, hold on. God damn it.
I've never done it. Son, I've never done it.
Ain't nobody cleaning no motherfucking dishes up, taking them over to them goddamn bus tables now. All right now. But no, you clearly understand there is a huge difference. So I'm thinking based on the establishment.
I don't think it's huge.
Oh, that's huge to me.
I don't think it's huge.
To me.
I think it's a difference, but I don't think it's huge.
To me.
To you, yeah. That's why we're ranting. That's why we're debating. That's why we're different.
Y'all hear this shit?
It's a huge difference to you, but in the sense of, because I'm telling you, this debate lasted.
But it is not. It is not my job. When you say that it's not the customer's job to make the employee's job easier, no, it's not my job to make your job easier, but it's also not my job to make your job miserable. So there's a difference.
Well, miserable is a strong word to use for this type of
I'm
miserable
just saying,
or harder.
But I'm just miserable, harder. I'm not going to intentionally come out of my house and frequent the establishment to say, oh, I'm going in here. These motherfuckers going to have to clean up after me today. I know. I'm just saying that's as long as you don't go in with that mindset,
right?
That okay, I know somebody going to clean up after me today. I mean, they have to a certain degree. You know, for incidentals and accidentals and stuff like that, but just to intentionally dump your shit on the table or just leave the spill there without even asking for napkins to get it up, that's just outright rude.
So to leave the candy in the chair when they come by...
I just think it's careless.
You think it's careless?
It's careless.
And you judge?
I would judge if you were with me. I would say something. You would probably get it. You have to go back and get it. Yeah, you have to go back and get it. You have to go back and get it. No bull. Yeah. All because I know that leaving out that door, that trash can is right there. And I don't care what part of the world you go to, when you come out the movie theater, that trash can is right there.
You would judge and they would have to get it because they are with you?
Well, if you are with
because
me, then I'm responsible for you.
Like we're not debating this because I'm doing this. Just to put that disclaimer out there, I don't do this. I'm just saying it was just a debate, and it was a great debate to talk about of service.
Right.
So the basics of service is something like we read the definition.
Yeah.
It is something that you have to do when you get your orientation packet. It has a lot.
It does. But I guarantee you that in a movie orientation package, it states that after every movie is over, we have to go in and clean up all of the trash that's left. But ain't nobody expecting everybody that gets up out of their seat to have left the popcorn and stuff. I'm just saying, you have to just think about it in a broader spectrum. Ain't nobody sitting up there expecting to see all that trash in them seats.
Well, in a broader spectrum, it's not to be expected, but
if it happens, then they have to get it.
It happens.
But I understand that if it happens, then they have to.
Because you have to imagine.
But it's not
normal. That's
not normal behavior.
It's not normal, but it happens. And in the sense of service,
yeah, it does happen.
You're delivering a service all around. That's just the truth, flatly. So, Mom, I don't think you've been in
the
recently.
great words of Made in Manhattan. Although we serve you, we are not your servants.
No, that's not where I'm coming from anyways. But Mom, in the sense of you don't go to kids' movies. You don't, right?
Because
you don't. Now for those of you who have all those kids, all that popcorn, I'm going to tell you, you've never seen a messier theater than when kids leave the theater.
Deja, we're talking about kids too.
But Mom, I'm just not talking about the kids. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the messiness of the theater.
Yeah.
It's what needs to get cleaned up.
And I guarantee you they expect that from a kid's theater. But what they don't expect, if we got off a bus and 50 of us went in the movie theater.
Were you going to say they wouldn't expect that from an adult?
Hell no, they don't expect adults to leave their trash.
They don't expect, or they just wouldn't assume
They don't expect you, really, Deja, to leave the trash. It happens, but they don't really expect
But I'm going to have to play devil's advocate. Even though they don't expect it, mm-hmm. It happens, and it can happen.
It can. It does. It can.
Right.
It whatever, man.
It's a service.
It is a service. Deja. It is a service. That's like saying, okay, let's talk about customer service in retail. When you clock in, what are you doing? You're delivering a service. I surely am, but I tell you one thing.
And that doesn't give anyone right to be rude to you. Doesn't give anyone the right to mess up your place.
It sure enough does not.
But.
But what? But what?
If something were to get messed up.
Okay.
Would you ask the customer to clean that?
Hell yes. Because everybody is responsible for their own actions. That's a prime example. If you work in a department store and the kids come in the department store and they breaking up shit, the parent ain't gotta pay?
Well, no. The parent, that's financial. The parent, yes, would have to pay. But I'm saying, if someone came into your store and someone broke something when I said, and it was like a glass of Snapple.
Well, you wouldn't ask a person to clean up glass in an establishment because it's a liability. So that's what I'm saying. When you think about different establishments,
if it was a plastic bottle and they spilled the drink out because it fell out the cart, you're gonna hand the mop to the customer.
It all depends on my mood that day. I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's like, no, I'm not gonna hand the mop to a customer, but I be thinking the fuck I want to. That's for damn sure.
But you don't, right? Because you're delivering.
Yeah, I am delivering a service, and that's what I'm saying. But think about this: if it's an accident, that's something totally different. If that's an accident, but what you're doing is intentionally leaving your stuff in the seat of the theater.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So then let me ask you this.
What?
And this is going to be crazy. Put the drink down for a second.
What?
I need you. Let's say you're at the register.
Why it gotta be my job? Why your ass?
Because this is your experience.
What?
You say you're at the register.
Okay.
Which I'm
very seldom at. But
right. Well, let's say you're in and out.
Okay.
And you see somebody, they're in an open area, whatever, but you can see them from where you're standing.
Okay.
They take their bottle. They see you see them. They turn the bottle over.
Oh no! Absolutely, fuck no.
What's about
to happen is 98% of the professionalism's going the fuck out the door. And I'm only going to hold the 2% to justify why I'm talking to that person that way. Because first thing, all that go out the window. I'm like, seriously, are you seriously about to do that? So what happens is, this really is your last day that you ever going to be able to come in here and fuck up and just dump a bottle or something over on a shelf. You'll be barred from here because we don't get down like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, don't play with me.
Okay.
I don't play them games. Nope. I ain't never seen it. Hope I don't ever see it. Cause
no knock on this wood.
Well, I ain't knocking on nothing because I got. I don't play them games. But what else you got?
Well, okay, so if we don't have to go to that extreme, in just customer service in general, why is it that companies say the customer's always right?
Customers. That has just been a myth and a motto for years and years and years.
That's still being told.
It's still being told. You are absolutely correct. It is still being told. It is still something that companies truly, truly, truly believe in. Personally, I don't. And sometimes I am a customer and I'm not always right. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it is. It's ridiculous because customers are not fucking always right. And because in retail and in service, we feed that to people so much, and some people stand on it so hard that they come in to give you a hard time, just to be like, I was right, I'm the customer, you should have never did this. Well, bitch, you shouldn't have never done this, because although you're the customer, I am fucking human, and there are right and wrong ways to go about everything in your life. So you knew you was about to be an asshole when you came up in here. So no, I just praise God that I never had to let loose on people, because I have a pretty calm way of handling people. It's just started though. It hasn't always been there. It hasn't always been there, because I swear to God, I ain't gonna tell you what I do, but yeah. Nah, I don't play them games.
I think I get a lot of that from you though, because from a employee standpoint, I would never. I'd have to hold on the reins. But from a customer standpoint, I don't deal with it. I will go off on you. It's your job. I'm not on the clock. I can leave.
And what motherfuckers need to realize is that everybody don't live at work. People do not live inside those buildings. So when you are frequenting people establishment, be on your best behavior, put your best foot forward. And then if you go in there and you encounter a rude associate, go to the manager. Speak with the person on the manager in charge, hey, I'm not sure what's going on with your associate today. But they were very rude, they were this, that, and other, but sometimes it be the motherfucking manager.
I'm about to say, sometimes the manager comes out and it's almost like, well, I'm not gonna say
sisters.
Yeah, right. It's almost like family.
Yeah.
You take up without knowing what's going on, blah blah blah. That's crazy to me.
Yes, it happens. It happens. Retail is something. It's always changing. It's always something new. I don't know.
So let's move on to people who do work but shouldn't.
And we just got finished talking about those motherfuckers, the ones who just don't got it in them. They don't even know. Some people just take jobs. And granted, I get it. When you out here on the grind and your bills are due and you got wants and needs, you gonna take anything. But just try to land the feel that you are most comfortable with in your own skin. Yeah. Because customer service and some of these jobs out here today, maybe being a doctor or a dentist, and some of this shit is just not for y'all. Y'all in them, but it's not for you. So when you out here, how about go to school? If you out here in retail jobs and you just miserable, you just don't want to do it. If you out here and you work at a car garage and last thing you want to do is change a motherfucking tire, then I'm gonna need you to go to school and pick up a trade so that you can go straight to the field when you get up in the morning. You so fucking happy that you going into this place because this is what you love to do. This is what you want to do. And until then, get some act right know-how about your goddamn self.
People just don't. I think that though, besides that, people just don't understand what it means to go into work and work. Even if it is a full I'm serious, because I'm in a position now where I will take a good job above another job that I have now. I'm scavenging for jobs, whatever. But even if I don't particularly like a job that I have, I'm still going to go in there and work.
Right.
I'm going to sweat.
Right.
I'm going to deliver some of the best customer service you've ever seen.
Yeah.
because I'm here, I'm working, I'm on the clock, someone's paying me to do this.
Yeah.
And most people don't think that way. So it's
Nope.
not even like having your calling, but it's just this is the situation that you're in currently. So work it.
Right.
Because if you don't work this, then what? You're gonna quit, and then what?
Yeah,
how are you going to get to wherever you're trying to get if you're not willing to stand in this for right now?
That's true. That is absolutely true. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that need to be using the system.
Yeah.
That they do not need to be in the public's eye. And that's just facts. It's ridiculous. And it's not just the young kids. It's these grown-ups motherfuckers too. They don't know how to do their damn jobs and get mad at you because you got to tell them that you ain't doing your job. You knew you wasn't doing your goddamn job. You know I told you stop going over there to motherfucking Becky's desk and sit your ass at your desk and make sure this phone ain't ringing 2-3 times. You knew that. It's crazy. But
another thing about, older people who are, still working, like even in just retail, I hate it. I hate it when I was a manager at one point at the job that you remember that I had, and I was over people, and everybody that was under me was older than me.
Yeah.
Had been at the company for years, but here I am, new guy, doing my best because I am working, and I actually enjoyed the job, and I get the promotion, and then I get the promotion again.
Right.
And now I'm over you.
Right.
And now I have to deal with your attitude because I'm somewhere where you still aren't at, and you've been here over a decade.
Yeah. Some people are just comfortable, though. A lot of people get comfortable and they're afraid to step outside.
Say that too. Yeah, that's true too.
What they already doing, afraid to fail. But if you want to stand there and be in one position on one job for 30-something years and never move up the clock, never move up that ladder, that's on you. That has no reflection on me because I'm not sitting here with you.
Right.
I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to still be your friend.
Because most of those
but I'm going to be calling downstairs to your ass.
But most of those people in those positions are like so depressed.
Yeah,
they are angry.
Yeah,
and they feel like something should be handed to them because they've been doing it so long.
Yeah,
and it's just like
it's not, and they don't realize that the company just see them as just another body. It's not. You're not really an asset. You're just somebody who just shows up to work.
You could technically get replaced the next day.
Yeah, you could. Oh, that's everybody. Right, I don't care how strong you think you're doing. It's always you. Everybody is replaceable at work. Yeah. Everybody, unless you running your own shit. And then even then, your merchandise can stop moving and selling. And again, you've been replaced. So
last question. What does it mean to you to love your work? Do you love your work?
I absolutely love my work. I've been in retail over 20-something years. And I know it like the back of my hand. I'm comfortable with it. I don't feel angry when I get up in the morning and got to go to work. I can be having a bad morning and get to work and get out of my car and no one ever knows. I don't bring my life into the workplace and I don't bring my workplace into my life. So that's one thing. People need to have boundaries too. If you have to keep that job, just have a balance. Like when you leave work, leave that shit there. Don't have them motherfuckers calling you at home. At one point, I just felt like I was at work all the time. And when I felt like that, I really was not happy with my job. I wanted to be on vacation and, take a day off here or leave work early or whatever the case may be. But then when I got that balance, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I do love this because this is how it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be discussing my job while I'm at home or having y'all call me after I'm off the clock. So I absolutely love what I do.
Would you say that it's your work or your calling?
Me managing people, I think that's my calling. Because, not to toot my own horn, but I have a lot of successful stories underneath my belt in my years of management that I'm very, very proud of. So, to me, I feel like, if I wasn't doing this, I know what else I probably would be doing, but I can't say that I would be as successful at that as I am at what I'm doing right now. So at this point in my life, I kind of feel like this is what I was supposed to be doing. So that's what people got to do. You got to kind of try to find what you want to do, what you feel passionate about, because then it doesn't feel like work to you.
Right.
When you love what you do, it's not work. You getting up going to do what you love.
Because we had an article that we read earlier, and I know you kind of raised your eyebrow to one of the passages in the article, but then we read if you're able to call your work your calling, that's different. That's different than saying, I go to work.
Yeah.
Because the quote was, and I'm gonna ask you just how you feel about it. It says, "Work is life, and if you do not love your work, then actually you hate life, because work is life." Do you think work is your life?
Work, you have to work to live.
Right.
And you have to live to work.
Right.
So it goes hand in hand. You just have to have a balance between the two. You just have to have a balance.
Okay.
Yep. You have to. So that's our ranting and raving on people who work and don't work and shouldn't work and all those good things. Well, I'm going to leave y'all with something. So lastly.
Well, hold on a second.
What?
Because I see you over there. You've been itching to say something.
Yeah. Because at the end of it all, the broader picture, the bigger picture, the takeaway.
Yes, what's the
takeaway? That I'm going to say to you motherfuckers who keep getting up, going to work, don't want to be at work,
right? Being
nasty at work,
right?
Unhappy at work,
right?
Dragging at work,
right?
Lying and stealing at work,
right?
All that other bullshit y'all doing. I'm gonna leave y'all with this: unemployment.
The state of being unemployed,
out of work, no money, no coins, none of that. So picture, you can either do one or two things. You can work or be unemployed. Which would you rather? And that's all I'm going to say.
I will say, being unemployed, you have a lot of time on your hands.
That's all the fuck you
gonna
have.
But that's all you got.
That's all you gonna have.
That's all you got is time for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So out of everything that we talked about today, all the negatives that some of you may feel like work brings to your life, or like she said, when you go out there, you are working and you don't have to necessarily enjoy work, but come on, let's do it right if we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. Just think for a second.
You could be one of them people standing outside with them signs.
I was getting that might be too real, but that's
real.
real.
First of all, the wind was gusty as a motherfucker today, and I almost turned my car around because the man was in the medium, no jacket on, because cold just hit us like a thief in the night. No jacket on. He's homeless. He wants a jacket. He's cold, and you can be them. Yeah. And believe me, God will make a way for you to be them if he see fit.
Right.
So just be grateful and mindful in the workplace that you do have a job. Be grateful.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want the job, leave the job so that someone else who wants the job has a chance at having it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
I ain't saying nothing else.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the rant today. This one was a little bit longer.
Leave your comments at the bottom. If you want to hear us talk about something, we have a couple of topics that we were already asked to discuss. Those will be coming up soon. So yeah, just leave your comments at the bottom. Tell us how you feel.
This will be posted tomorrow.
Share
about
with
the same
friends.
time. Subscribe, like, and comment. All those things that the YouTubers say anyways.
Right. All right, guys. Good night.